Okay, so we're not nighttime yet. This is still twilight. Ooh. Oh, that looks predatory in nature. Hello everyone, Thranx is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, where we're charting another unexplored system. That's right. And look at this, we have two planets going through storms. Now, one is recovering from a storm, the other one, a decaying nuclear planet, also recovering from a storm. Huh. I guess when it rains, it pours. Look at that. Let's see what other planets we have. We visited the closest one to the space station. A fractured planet. Could be a fairly short trip. And then what do we have here with these rings? A humid planet with aggressive sentinels. Let's cut around what did we name this planet again? Subsurface Gardens. I wanted to say subterranean gardens. No, subsurface gardens. A high radio source planet. Look at the distinct lack of water on this side of the planet. And yet, look at that ocean. Part of me wants to keep exploring this planet, but no. Ah, the final unknown planet. An endless morass. Those sound like terms I can accept. No ocean. Visually, from a distance, it appears to almost have a clay-like quality to its soil. Let's see what this Viking has. A lot of words I don't know. Bargain for relic. Bargain for relic. Well, shoot. As much as money is no factor for me, I think the 300 Mordite is much easier to get. Rusty industrial chisel. You know, I don't necessarily feel bad that I bought it, but if somebody said, "Hey, would you like to buy my rusty industrial chisel?" you'd probably say, "Nah, I'm okay." But got any grapes? Ancient bones kind of makes sense on an endless morass. Apparently, Fecium is a fairly common resource enough that the scanner has picked it up at a distance. The terrain appears to be maybe a little significant. Cloud cover is intermittent. Okay, I can already see from a distance entering the atmosphere there is some serious mountains here and some big valleys. Kind of odd for a morass. Let's set up here on this plateau and just kind of survey everything. Oh, with caves. With caves? What? Painful mist. Painful hot, or look at the atmosphere. We're incredibly high up. Ooh, it's very muddy. Very muddy, very yucky. More caves. Oh, this is going to be the system of caves, isn't it? Look at this flora. I think this is bioluminescent, if I'm not mistaken. Heat recycling with a spongy coating. Whoa. And it's just constantly drizzling with a painful mist. But look how flat this is. What am I hearing? There's your two suns in the air. Oh, fauna spotted. Ooh. My praying mantis style defeats your crab style. No, they are one and the same. Stronger together than apart. It's timid, so. It almost looks like there would be water over there, but that's not the case. There are no oceans, no significant bodies of water found on this planet. That rock said recently formed. What am I missing here? Spontaneous formation, superconductive, laden with faecium. Melts easily, made from lithification. Perennial. If this was the only screenshot you got... Oh, hello! Oh, look at them! I almost thought those were children. Those are adults. That's your infant right there. Hello. Oh, the Atlas doesn't like what I'm doing. Hello. Foraging? What's going on here? Those are very... If this was all you saw as a postcard, you would think, wow, what a flat, swampy, dirty, mucky planet. Until you take a peek over the edge. I almost want there to be forests. Sometimes on these swampy planets, sublimated nitrogen, you can see that there are virtually no trees or only dead trees. But on this one there are these little tiny wooded sections, these ferns and shrubs. Look at the size of that plateau over there. What am I hearing? I can hear something. I'm not sure what it is. I'm tempted to just ride my bike. Oh, what? Oh. Okay, okay. I see. What? What is going on here? Okay, first of all, hello. You're adorable. Hello, nice to meet you. You're adorable. Can I get a shot with you and the land eyeballs in the same picture, please? That would be swell. Is that a thing? Can we do that? Maybe. Can we possibly get one where... How come there some things are glowing and some things are not? This. That's my jam right there. The strange and unexplained. Oh, oh, oh. And we have large creatures as well. There's an entire ecosystem on top of this plateau. Claws harbor disease. Okay, so we're not nighttime yet. This is still twilight. Ooh. Oh, that looks predatory in nature. Yep. Alpha. Highly intelligent, eating tall grasses. Okay, okay, stop. We've almost discovered every single one of the creatures here. I saw another one on the ground, so we're just missing a common one after that. What was the one we just scanned? Yeah, look at this predator. How does that even work? Discovered wandering the dense marshes of this planet, the predator appears to have evolved in symbiosis with a brain parasite that encourages it to take large risks while hunting. Carnivores, their desire for rotten meat knows no limits, frequently regurgitates. Must be because the brain parasite tells them to. There it is, there it is. Some of the larger creatures, yeah, look at this. The glowing mushrooms up here, it is literally the entire biodiverse ecosystem spawning on top of this plateau. And look at the shovel nose on that creature. And this is a younger one. I think we haven't sport hunted in a while, even though there's not much sport to this. Predator eliminated. So if we are able to locate the birds on this planet... Ooh, who are you running from? Whoa! Okay, okay. Somebody has angered all the creatures. You are just amazing. It's a stampede. Hold on, everybody just stay calm. Alright, we're going back to our ship. So, some of these are incredibly flat plateaus. And some of these are... mountains. Okay. I can't tell if I like these little cuddly guys with the horns better or these ground eye stalks. What is shaking so much? These ships need to just stay away. Ooh. Are you coming in for a landing? You look like you're coming in for a landing. Right on the side of a mountain? No. Yes. Yes, you are. Would you look at this? Why, hello there, Cadet Aksu. Pathetic interloper or brave warrior, something of freedom. I don't want your ship, but what are you trading? Ooh. You don't say. Why is the suspicious hazard protection module so much more expensive than the others? Nip nip buds? Are those black market goods? I'm saving my nanites. As fun as this is, I am actually saving my nanites. So I cannot do that at this time. For a night sky, this really seems more like a twilight. And really just not a night sky. Like, not at all. Alright, I think we're gonna take a trip into some caves. Looks fun. Let's go. Oh, is this? Oh, look at this cave. It's like... Ouch. Oof, and this is why spelunking is dangerous. I mean, it's a reason why. There is something pretty neat about every single planet now, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to find out what it is, and sometimes it's just so obvious that it hits you right over the face and there's not much you can do. And while these mountains, these plateaus are amazing, we haven't even seen what the lower elevations hold in store. Let's go! Alright, we need to catch some air like this. Yes! What do you suppose the odds are we'll see the birds in the air down here flying over the lowlands? More caves! It's definitely wetter down here, just as we would expect. The mist has settled down in these swampy areas. The caves continue. The fauna here, though, is just as prevalent as up on the plateau. Look at that predator trying to attack that large... that large dinosaur. Oh my goodness. I did expect to see more trees down here in the low-lying areas. What was that sound? I know I just called in the Nightmare in Space, but I heard something else. It makes me almost want to search for a colossal archive. Would it be down in a valley, do you think? Or up high on a plateau? Look at that mountain over there. So I think we saw a very massive plateau from the top of ours. And I dare say it was one of these. Okay, let's just bounce off the terrain there a little bit. But this is one of the largest valleys we've seen here. I don't necessarily see a plateau bigger than the one we started on. Although, size can get fairly relative. When you're flying overhead. It can appear much smaller than it actually is. Look how the clouds are all darkened. We can already see more fauna on this plateau. Wow. My goodness, to just be dropped down in the middle of all this. It's like an ankylosaurus. That's what they remind me of. There's the predator, just eating everything. It took that dinosaur down. Well, we have yet to see the birds, the common birds here, but we do have our view. What do you suppose that is over there? Some form of rock formation? I like how the bioluminescence persists into the early AM.
Incoming storm.
Oh, superheated rainstorm is approaching. Oh yeah, you can see it just sweeping over everything from up here. Here it comes. Another pilot has landed. This must be a popular black market trading site, landing on these plateaus amidst the dinosaurs. Very interesting. Again, I'm not particularly in the market for any black market modifications at this time. I'm trying to save my nanites. It's a relatively hot rainstorm. It's not very intense, albeit it is rather sweltering. I would very much like to find the birds before we leave, but I'm not going to spend forever doing this. Okay, look at this now. It appears like the mountains get maybe less common in this direction. Let's get in the Nightmare in Space and actually travel down this valley. And let's just see if we get to a point where the terrain opens up. I'm trying to come up with a theory of how a planet with terrain like this and temperature, storms of this temperature, would encounter terrain formation like this. And look, it's just rising up in the distance. And yet the air is so thin up here. If we punch up even a little bit, we're in the cloud layer. Okay, I want to say there are like less plateaus over here, but it could just be an illusion. It does seem like these are more mountains. I think we'll land one more time and see if we can get this elusive bird in our scanner. I do believe we're going to have to be down lower. I don't think we're going to find the bird up at that kind of altitude. It's possible. But I'm going to hedge my bets down here at the midway point. Oh, the eye stalks. So interesting. And again, lots of creatures. No avian creatures whatsoever. We do have a natural burial site here, though. I think we should investigate some of these fossils. Oh yeah, look. Quite a few. A cluster. Okay, well I'm going to accept terms like this. Alright, let's go. This one will be slightly better, a partial skeleton. Another partial. And then I dare say we might get a full skeleton here. No, another partial. Another skeletal fragment. Still looking for those elusive birds. I think we might call that a complete survey of this planet and move on. I don't anticipate spending any inordinate amount of time searching for a particular singular species, especially when we've seen, you know, what, 85% of the biodiversity on this planet? I think we can afford to just move on at that point. The next planet on our list, after we name that planet, it's going to be... No. High stakes swamp. A little cheeky. They're not always going to be clever and neat. Sometimes they'll be a little on the nose. What is this? This is a humid planet. A humid planet with green grass. No, I think what I would really like I'm like, what am I looking at over here? There's ships. Yeah, they are. Where is our plated planet? That's the question. Ah! Fractured planet. That's what we're looking for. We need to take the time to make the long jumps. Because you gotta think of it like exercising a pet. Not that I want to call the Nightmare in Space our pet. I think somehow that's demeaning compared to what it is. Especially since it has, like, traditional looking HUDs and screen displays. But I think if you don't take the time to pulse jump around long distances with your living ship, then you're really not a good living ship owner, I guess, because that's how you get upgrades and improve its heart function. You know, like anything that you would help exercise. You can tell I don't want to use the word pet again, but that was where my mind went. Copper, gold, and salt with high sentinel activity on a fractured planet. I'm not sure what will make this one different than the last one. That's fine, you do your scan. In fact, it's so easy in my mind to write off these planets as all the same. And in fact, sometimes you really just have to get onto the surface to see why they're not. Okay, some mountains, fairly uneven terrain, a little chaotic, I would say. Maybe we'll go to the highest point we can see. It's not terribly high. Of course, everything is going to appear to be dwarfed or diminutive after our last planet. Let's find a nice spot to land. We've already located our anomalous creature. So we get a binary sunrise and sunset on a planet with all manner of broken dreams. Can we maybe get right over here next to this? About like this, and then catch that sun, right? Like, up on this rock is what I was thinking. Like that. This seems like a job for a vapor filter. This is sunrise. This is not sunset. I think the next time I go looking to make a base, I'm going to seriously look for the polar region that's just constantly in twilight. Especially now that I know those are things. This seems a little different. Is this something that we've seen before? It doesn't seem like it. With redacted weather. It's almost like it's been smashed and it's just floating away. That's somewhat different, but oh, that is not the fauna. I thought that was the fauna for a second. But it is not. That is a mineral. there's still... I'm going to say it, I'm feeling it, I don't want to admit it, but I think honesty is the best policy. There's still an air of sameness to these planets. I think it's better to poach the elephant in the room than it is to try and act like it's not there. Now, granted, I can see some differences. Differences in these that are like breaking up and floating away. That's fairly interesting. Differences how some sections are just riddled with these broken screens and other sections are not. Said we entered a section of the... Ah, there it is. A drop pod. How fortuitous. Except not. But the fact that you can hunt drop pods on these planets now is rather exciting. I feel like in the past it was so easy to write these planets off as really not having anything for us. And now... now I feel like we should be looking for at least a single building every time we end up here. I'm curious, though. Resource depots, secure facilities, distress signals. So there is still no way to scan for commercial buildings save for visiting a cartographer and trading in your navigation data for commercial charts. Glowing minerals. That's still fun because, let's see, these are relatively new, but these are really easy ways to get... oh, you can get tritium hyperclusters as well. Magna gold, uranium, we need those. We got a lot of lemium and a lot of herox in space. It's blue. It's blue, it's dusty. These anomalies are glowing orange. I guess if I'm gonna be throwing rocks, and I feel like I should for the sake of not seeing everything through rose-colored glasses, I feel like some of these anomalies and planets that feature anomalies could feature different colors. Just as everything else in the Atlas has a tendency to appear in various color combinations, I feel like these could also arrive in different color combinations, as could, well, just about any planet. I suppose with the spectral filters that some anomalous planets have in the atmosphere, that's a possibility? Or even larger structures of them, yes. But I realize that's just more than one structure overlapping. But yeah, that would be amazing, right? Larger sections of the same structure. Now, do we have room to hold more of these? Because if we don't, then I don't... yeah, oh, of course we do. Because we spent some on our last base. Right. And some of these areas, they have like this intense like purple energy in the air. very intriguing. But look at that. That is quite a bit of... No. There's more, is there not? What? Is my filter changing that? Surely not. Look at how much of those particles disappear once the photo mode picks up. Oh yeah, from far away they disappear quickly. But I admit, this planet has an exceptional amount of broken screens lying everywhere. The anomalies are quite thick on this planet. Not like dummy thick, but pretty thick. Pretty thick. I feel like if I didn't have shoes on, I'd be like, you know, Bruce Willis trying to crawl around the top of a large office. Nakatomi Plaza. Maybe not. Is that overreaching? Did that hit? Judges ruling. It is a lot of broken glass on the ground. It really is. And look at this oddly created shadow from the sun being behind a mountain. How awesome is that? Oh, the caves. It's not a cave. That's a hole in the ground. You wouldn't know a cave. You wouldn't know a cave from a hole in the ground. That's how the saying goes, right? I think we can safely rename this planet the Natural Glass Fields. I told you we might be more on the nose and less clever as naming conventions go on, but I'm sure we'll circle back around at some point and get into some neater names. And then again, in the shadow. I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. Until next time, take care.